great teacher, a great example to the all writers and poets of classical times. And Goethe, for example, said, "I am an amateur in comparison with Shakespeare. Shakespeare is much more genius," he said. It was his definition, yes, his estimation. And so they translated Shakespeare very much, and they staged a lot of Shakespeare here in Weimar already 220 years ago. And the poet Wieland, who also was here together with Goethe, he was the first translator of Shakespeare from English into German. And this statue is the only Shakespeare statue of the European continent. There are only two more in England, only in London and in Stratford-upon-Avon, and that's all. Yes. And the
That's
town,
why the Weimar is famous.
yes, and the town Stratford-upon-Avon is the town where Shakespeare was born, and it is the twin town of Weimar in England, by the way. Yes. And so you see here at his feet also a skull and the jester's cap of a clown. It means tragedies and comedies, two parts of life, yes, two opposites of the theater art. And then if you look at his face, for example, yes, it is also interesting. Not this here. If you look from this angle at his face, he looks very strictly. He has a very austere expression of his face, yes?
Serious?
It's very serious, very strict, yes. But if you come now to the stairs over there, and from here he is smiling ironically, yes? He is mocking at the mankind because he knew the psychology of people very well, yes? So, and that's why it is a very unusual statue, and it is since 1904. During the war, as Weimar was bombed by the English-American Air Force, some foolish people, they also damaged the statue. So it is made by the sculptor Theodor Lessing from Germany, 1904. And in Weimar there is a Shakespeare street, there is a Shakespeare restaurant behind the town hall. Yes, and so there is a very big collection of Shakespeare in Weimar, in the Anna Amalia Library. Yes, and during the war it was damaged as Weimar was bombed because Shakespeare was the only Englishman in Weimar, and they could take revenge on him. So that's why foolish people have shot at him, or they poured black paint upon it, or broke off something. Yes, so it had to be repaired after the war, and since 1953 it is still the same Shakespeare here again. Yes, yeah, and. Well, as I've said, Shakespeare is very popular here since more than 200 years. And it is the only European continental Shakespeare statue, yes? Only two more in England. And then you see such a ball, yes? It is the globe. It is the hint at the global significance of Shakespeare. Because also the theatre where he worked in London was called the Globe Theatre. Yes? So, the global, because as for Goethe, some people know him in other countries,
This was my body. This center
but
body.
Shakespeare is more famous.
Oh, I said with
Shakespeare
this
is more
globe.
global.
All right.
And it is a global significance. And the ruin we see here around, it is an artificial ruin. So it is also very unusual because it was only in the English part. They have constructed ruins for decoration. It was built from the very beginning as a ruin, as a half-destroyed palace or fortress, just to make a romantic mood in the park. Yeah? So this ruin is more than 250 years old. It was built as a ruin for such, well, disputed beauty of the park, yes? And later it was used as a background for this statue. Somebody has laid here chestnuts.
It looks like original.
Yeah. So it is a great luxury for such a small population of Weimar to have such big parks, yes? Because the parks